Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your July reading for 2023. I'm your reader, Amy Burgoyne. So let's see. I've already chosen the cards for you previously to recording the audio. And the first card that came out was the Earth Renewal Moon. This is greater responsibility, inner knowing, and teaching. Also, the number 16. That could break down into a number 7 or January 16th. It may or may not connect with you, but if you're into numerology, take it as you can. So, just to let you know, I feel like some of you came into this world right around the full moon. And within the degree of the full moon, I feel like is going to be what decides the greater ability of some or going a different direction for the other. But it really feels to me as if you were brought into this world knowing that you are here for a reason. And many of you are here to really be the final ties in breaking ties in family karmic matters. So I feel like a lot of you, and probably from an early age, may have had some different uprisings, upheavals in your personal life. And a lot of this probably has to do with family members. It also feels like there is a second person, a second energy coming in here. This could be maybe Leo or Libra coming in that may be here doing this with you. In fact, you are the final blessing for which these karmic ties will dissipate. So you're almost starting a new genetic line of DNA for the planet, if we really want to look at things very deeply. There's an inner knowing here. I feel very free spirit once you landed on this earth plane. And I feel very free spirit now. It's very important that you're able to keep this free spirit going. This is your tie to greater knowledge within the universe. This is that inner knowing. And I also feel like you have something. This also goes along with breaking ties of ancestral karma. But you are the mover in which you are teaching others. It doesn't matter what age you are, but you came here to teach others, and probably those closest to you first and foremost. So I just wanted to let you know that you are being seen on the other side, and you are being acknowledged. I do feel like for some of you, there's a lot of traveling within your sleep. And also a lot of self-talk in your sleep of rejuvenating and renewing your energy. So sleep is very important to your system. So make sure that you get plenty of rest. And the next card that I have is growth. This is Spirit Path of the South, opportunity, acceptance, and gateway. So no matter how uncomfortable this is, I'm just assuming there have been many options throughout your life to dismiss some of these relationships. And isn't that what life is about? It's about relationships when it comes down to it. It doesn't matter what angle you take. Relationship with self, relationship with others, co-workers, etc. So you have this opportunity and this gateway to accept all of these lifetimes that you've come here, and for this to be your final part of your mastery, freedom and sovereignty. There are a lot of you who have a lot of emotional things that you kind of keep inside. It's going to be really important that you find a way to filter them out. I'm going to repeat that. It's so important to find a way, Virgo, to filter that negative, suppressional type of energy. So the next card that I have is the Lion from the fortune telling deck cards. And in this card, it does say the lion presages a sudden shock from bad news. So this right here just clarifies everything that I've been talking about. So whatever has happened here, there was a lot of loss. There was a lot of grief. But I want you to understand that it's okay to let go of all of that. When these big shifts happen, it's because you came into this world kind of knowing that this was going to happen. And then you enter into this matrix, this three-dimensional world. We have to try to remember things. So, you know, there are a lot of things that you have gone through. But here we have three very powerful animals and energy. We have the wolf, we have the equine, and we have the lion. Some of you also, I'm nudged to say, feng shui-wise, it would be very important to put a lion outside of your door. And if my memory serves me correct, there are stories about in feng shui that if you have paid your mortgage off, that's when you are to put a lion at the front of your door. So there could be other, sayings or meanings about that. So I encourage you to look for yourself online. The next card we have, Virgo, is Ripe Berries Moon, and we have the owl, and we have the crow, and we have the hummingbird. We have victory. All of these are high frequency air elements. And really, before I started doing this reading, I was brought to the four directions and how each of us carry a guide or a past life with each of the directions. And if my memory serves me correct in this, we have the older female that resides in the north, and we have the older male which resides in the south. And to the west, we have a younger male child, and to the right, we have younger female child. So it does feel like all of these aspects and all of these stories. So if you know about your past lives and you feel connected, what the really important thing here is that you give permission. It doesn't matter if you know all the details or not. Give permission to release this and allow it to create space for the next part of your journey. I do see here that your courage throughout your lifetime is unprecedented. You have had to go through and really figure out what your thoughts are and what other people's thoughts are. I feel like there is a telepathic kind of communication here that resides within you. And it's good that you keep going and recognizing that part of you, as it will get stronger. So I'm also being, nudged here to say, we've got the number 23 in here. And the 23, of course, it's associated with change, progress, and innovation. Everything that you're good at. So I feel like you're finally able to take some action here towards, I guess, stability. So keep the courage. There really isn't any such thing as failure. It's just an energy. So if it didn't match and you would consider something a failure or not a match, it's just because you're trying to find the right energy of what connects you with your next step. So always looking to up level. If you're not up leveling, those things that are allowing you to keeping you held back, I should say, those things are what need to be gently dropped to the side. So I also have the 5 of Hearts, and this is predicting a good omen. I do feel that some of you may have had some personal things come to the surface. That's just part of the clearing. But the number 5 is definitely indicating a good omen. And then we have the creator card, the awareness, the co-creation, the change. So I see this rebirth coming. And I see also, of course, victory with the right berries moon card. But there is victories, and I'm going to say transmutation. So that's different than transformation. Transmutation is taking the things that you've had and turning it into gold. You're making it work for you. So a lot of you may feel very emotional lately, and just know you don't have to, what I call Nancy Drew it to death and try to figure out, why am I emotional? Why? Sometimes, like, it's really easy enough to say, whew, I've got that love wash. I had that emotion come over me. Most of it's just about honoring your experience. And when you honor that, you have a chance to let it go in that moment. So keep mindful of that. The next card is the experience, Spirit Path of the West. Letting go, movement, forward reflection. So as I said, we have to the west of us the young child male that exists. So for some of you, if you're into meditation, I would think about what I've mentioned here. Go in and see through meditation who each of those people are. I do specifically feel like the child in the West, which is the male, is what is calling you to work and let go of. So if you can just think of yourself sitting in the middle of a 4 direction, the middle being your higher self, where you're at, and to the left of you is a male child. If you can do meditation, I encourage you to go in and see what that message is. I also feel as if there could be a big move happening within the next 3 years. So, you know, where you're at now, it feels like to me, you're going to be mastering within over the next 3 years, bringing more joy into your life and up leveling where you would like your life to go. So I'm also feeling too, some of you are really developing your intuitive abilities. Some of you are not acknowledging them, or maybe some of you are or have been afraid of stepping into it. Your intuition is your first sense of knowledge right here. It's the cord that connects you with the other side. It's like the umbilical cord. And I feel like some of you have been reluctant to move into a full capacity of being a spiritually awakened being, or some of you have other things that block you. As long as you keep tapping back into that, you're always going to keep it with you. I do have some of you here too. We talk about the crow being the messenger between spirit and the earth. So that is what makes me think that some of you are, communicating with the divine. And of course, if you're listening to this channel, you're an empath. You are awakening. So you are being noticed from the other side. This is definitely a gateway that you're stepping into. Right now, I'm thinking that it feels a little stagnant to most of you, and that it may feel like there's no growth. But trust me when I tell you, it's coming. It's definitely coming for you. So if this reading makes sense to you, Virgo, please head to my website. You're more than welcome to book a personal reading, one-on-one video, and that is sacredcorewellness.com. Thanks so much for listening today, and be well, Virgo.